Whether you want to admit it or not, FNAF World is quite a large game. Between all the chips, bites, characters, minigames, and really fun looking enemies, the game does have a lot going for it. And as you know, the bigger a game is, the more fun it is to remove aspects from it. I mean, just look at the majority of security breaches challenges. A common FNAF World challenge is to beat the game with only the starting characters, and that's a perfectly fine challenge, and it's definitely difficult, but the essence of the challenge really comes from actually getting the bites and chips you need, such as Reapers or auto gift boxes. And I think that's completely fine, to be clear, but I feel like you could make the game even more limiting. That's what I set out to do when I decided that I was no longer allowed to leave the starting area. That's right, there are now locks blocking me from entering the Halloween backstage or the flip side. Really quickly, before we get into the thick of the challenge, please be sure to subscribe. I may do this challenge again in the future with Choppy's Woods. Who knows? It would also just be greatly appreciated. First things first, let me make it clear that I am using a modded version of the game that I made, so I will be fully transparent with everything this mod changes. I've added these locks that restrict me to Fazbear Hills, I've added a teleport that takes me straight to Anim Dude, I've removed the really hard to look at background of the Anim Dude fight, and a health bar has been added. Now with that out of the way, what do we even have access to in only Fazbear Hills? Well, there are 5 additional characters we can get: BB, JJ, Phantom Freddy, Chica, and Balloon Boy. We also have access to Lolbit, who has 3 whole bites for us. We could buy from Mendo as well once we get 9,000 tokens, and there are also 2 whole chips we can unlock by defeating a boss. With all this in mind, I decided to simply begin a fight. Almost immediately I had a new challenger, JJ. Fighting her was actually quite challenging as I really wasn't leveled up yet. Nonetheless, we were completely able to defeat her, no problem. Feeling way too confident, I went to a place we know all too well: Dee Dee's fishing hole. Luckily, I was able to flip the 50 coins I had into 150 and afford our first bite. Filled with immense power fueled by this one neon wasp, I took to the one and only boss Fazbear Hills had to offer, and surprisingly won. This neon wasp truthfully carried the entire fight. With this boss defeated, I now had access to the only 2 chips I could ever dream of having: Head Start Strength and... hold on. Okay, we got Balloon Boy, great. Now we can get our final chip, Head Start Defense. I actually decided to put Balloon Boy on Team 1 due to balloons. We'll get into that later, but balloons has a high chance to just do a lot of damage, so it felt worth it to passively level him up. Another trip to the hole, and I could now purchase the rest of Lolbit stock. And we were already running out of things to do. So I began walking in a circle whilst character grinding so we could get tokens and eventually buy that sweet titanium endoskeleton. A couple hours of grinding later, and we officially had all the characters we could get. I'm not exaggerating when I say a couple of hours, by the way. These characters were level 20 to 30 by the time I got the last character I could get. I was here for hours. Having all the characters we could have, I felt like it was a good time to attempt Anim Dude. Now, I had no confidence. In fact, it wasn't looking good at all. But this was really all I could do, so I kinda had to. My team consisted of Phantom Balloon Boy, Chica, and Phantom Chica. And now feels like a good time to explain how attacks work in FNAF World. Essentially, there's a bit of math that goes into each attack in the game. For simplicity's sake, we'll use Mic Toss, the first move you can even use in the game. If you've just started a save file and have not leveled up yet, the highest damage you could possibly do with Mic Toss is 15. If you were level 5, however, this changes to 19. The math used for Mic Toss in particular is CAP plus 10 plus 0 to 4, and CAP is your current attack power, which is determined by your current level times your multiplier. And a multiplier is something like a defense debuff on your enemies or a strength buff for your team. For example, if you were to lower your enemy's defense, the highest damage you could possibly do with Mic Toss at level 5 is now 24 because your CAP has essentially been doubled. So why is this important? Well, Phantom Balloon Boy has Rainy Day, a move which notably lowers an enemy's defense. Balloon Boy has balloons, and now I'll finally mention why this matters at all. The math behind balloons is CAP plus 0 to 2 plus 5 times 0 to 3 plus 1. 3 times. Remember, balloon spawns 3 balloons. At the time of my first attempt, Balloon Boy was roughly level 28, meaning the highest attack damage I could possibly do without buffs or debuffs was about 106. However, if we assume Phantom Balloon Boy could successfully debuff Anim Dude and I had a Head Start Strength chip, I could maybe do 358 damage. And I did. I was actually able to get a balloon that did 355 damage. Chica's addition was smart in hindsight, but it doesn't really matter. You see, the amount that she heals is also affected by her level, but that doesn't matter when you're fighting a boss who one-hits you anyway. Her only attacking move was Party Favors, but let's be real for a second. Phantom Chica, however, had Toxic Bite, a move which has really simple math behind it. 25 plus 0 to 24, meaning at the absolute worst, I was still capable of 25 damage and at best could do 49, which doesn't sound like a lot when you're fighting a man who has 100,000 health, but when this is all you can possibly unlock, it's something. So I purchased my titanium endoskeleton and went into battle filled with really no confidence confidence at all. Ooh, that's not. Yeah, things did not look good. For my first attempt, this is what his health looked like. That's only a sliver compared to all we actually have to do. So was it over? I mean, this is the best I had. This was all I had. I had purchased or unlocked anything I was capable of purchasing or unlocking in Fazbear Hills. There are no more characters I can physically get. Oh? Before animatronica was built, Choppy's Woods swore that Fazbear Hills was theirs. It was promised to them years ago, so much so that they decided to tell everyone that some of Fazbear's land was Choppy's. According to the residents, by all means this is Choppy's Woods, but it isn't. It is within Fazbear Hills. Choppy's Woods somehow managed to convince everyone that this is theirs. It's not. So what does this mean for us? Well, this adds a new sliver of land to what we can access. By all means, this is allowed. I'm not leaving Fazbear Hills in any way. It's not like I'm going to the flip side and then arriving in Choppy's Woods. No, I can get here without ever having to leave Fazbear Hills at all. In fact, I don't even unlock Choppy's Woods from this. So what is added to our inventory with this inclusion? Well, we now have access to a second lolbit who sells med pods. We also have a brand new chip, Head Start Speed, which essentially means we have a makeshift birthday move, as these chips combined do the same thing Freddy's birthday move would do. And last but not least, we have access to 3 new characters. Phantom Foxy. Yeah, he doesn't really matter. If this were FNAF World Refresh, then sure, but it isn't, so moving on. Phantom Mangle. Our key to victory, maybe. Phantom Mangle possesses a very important move, Mystery Box. A move which normally sucks and almost always trades your good characters for bad ones, but in our case, literally any character would be good. The only issue with this, Mystery Box 1 only goes up to Springtrap on the roster, which means we can't even get a gift box character or anyone actually capable of killing Animdude. But you know what we can do? We could use Mystery Box 1 to roll for a character who has Mystery Box 2, and then roll a 1 in 19,726 chance to get Jack O'Bonnie. This is considered the rarest odds in the game, a 0.0051% chance. And keep in mind that Mystery Box 2 is only used by 2 characters. We have to somehow get one of these characters from Mystery Box 1, and then roll for something that's only happened on video once. It was stupid, but I was stupid enough to try. In this attempt, I happen to roll a Phantom Marionette, one of the 2 characters that has the move I need, but they instantly die. Yeah, so alternatively, we could use Withered Bunny, a character who has Unscrewed 2, which when used against a boss has a 2% chance of working. Withered Bunny is one of the 2 characters in this game to even have Unscrew 2, but of the characters we have, JJ, Phantom Chica, and Phantom Foxy all have Unscrew, which has a 1% chance of working on a boss. Which means we can have a full Team 1 consisting of Unscrewers, and yes, Phantom Foxy managed to be important in the end. The plan was this: Team 1 are the Unscrewers, and then have Team 2 consist of Balloon Boy, Phantom Mangle, Phantom Freddy, and Phantom Balloon Boy. Most of this team is carried over from the team mentioned earlier. They're still a good team, but Phantom Mangle will make them better with his access to Pizza Wheel 2, a move which has its damage determined by CAP plus 21 plus 0 to 1, 3 to 6 times. Take note of the multiple pizzas flying across the screen. Her level was currently at 29, and we have a Head Start Strength and Phantom Balloon Boy's Rainy Day, which means a single pizza from Pizza Wheel 2 could do 138 damage at best and 137 at worst. Even if we couldn't get to Phantom Balloon Boy's Rainy Day fast enough, we could still get 80 damage, and don't forget, this happens at least 3 times. And also Phantom Freddy was there. I just like the guy. Hi, Phantom Freddy. Even then, we still have the Unscrewers going on, doing the best they can. We just have to do our best to live long enough for them to even be capable of giving it their best shot. Now, I have no clue if I can actually do this. We're gonna gamble. This is all it is. It's gambling, and we love to gamble here, don't we? All right, let's do this. Come on. Let's do it. Unscrew, then switch, and then switch. Guys, attack, guys. Come on. Okay, that's fine. We discussed this. This is okay. I should have used balloons. Rainy Day. Wait, I forgot you have that too. Okay, well, these guys are all dead, and we've lost an Unscrewer. All right, Unscrew 2. Come on. 2%. Nope. Okay. 1%. Come on. Nope. All right. At least let me try again. Uh-oh. Come on. One of you guys. No. Yeah, okay, so this is what we're gonna have to get used to, is that. What happened to my chips here? Why did this happen? Okay, we need defense still going. I don't know why I didn't have that. I have no bite. What did I do? When did this occur? All right, well, let's give it a real attempt now that we actually have the things we should have the whole time. Come on, team. Unscrew. Come on. Unscrew. Come on. Okay, Unscrew 2. Come on. That's like a 2% chance. In the grand scheme of things, 2% is quite a lot if you really don't think about it too hard. Oh, whoops, what if that was gonna be the one, and now we'll never know, because I am dead. So something I realized in that attempt, and I completely forgot about this entirely, Sludge. Random Freddy might actually be useful, not just here because I like the dude. Sludge slows him down. Now, I don't know if that matters against Scott, because he one-hits us anyway, but it would mean he would one-hit us slightly less, right? I don't care, it makes sense to me, we're giving it a shot. It's really all we got. I really should use the move that, like, I know is good. Pizza Wheel 2, and then Sludge. Okay, so these guys are gonna die. And then we're gonna lose an Unscrewer. And it's, of course, the 2% guy. Okay, see ya, team. So I don't think Sludge matters. All right, let's do it. Come on, unscrew. Unscrew 2. Unscrew. Like, at a certain point, like, just statistically, I have to get it, right? Uh-oh, come on. What if? Aw. Come on, please. I wonder why he targets withered. Like, is there something to that? Does he specifically target the second characters? Like, if I move withered Bonnie somewhere else, would he be less likely to die first? Don't know, but I'm willing to try. Come on, unscrew. Come on, unscrew. Come on, unscrew. Come on. See, that's so odd, huh? But we seem to be safe now, kind of. Not really. Yeah, well, okay. Come on. Okay. No, that's wrong one, but that'd be cool if that killed him somehow, like if he was just the strongest bite you've ever seen. Any day. Alright, Balloon Boy, I'm sorry you got caught in the crossfire there. That's really unfortunate and sad, kinda. Sludge, just to slow him down. I don't know if Sludge is doing anything. That's what really, like, is unfortunate, is I don't know. Oh! Oh, it actually, there was a part of me that wasn't sure if it would work. Like, I don't know. It wasn't entirely confident Unscrew could work on the dude. Oh my gosh. Was it even Withered Bonnie that got the kill? I don't think so, which means we didn't have to do all that work to get him. It took me 8 hours to get Withered Bonnie. And then. Yeah! Thank you so much for watching. This was an idea I had quite a while ago, and I was shocked to actually turn it into a reality. I want to say thank you to I Am Me for helping me out with the health bar in the Anim Dude fight, and by helping me out, I mean they just did it for me. And I also want to say thank you to Cataclysmic for making this FNAF World Bonnie only video. This video is what gave me the motivation to finally turn this one into a reality. And of course, thank you to you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you subscribed, because I would not be opposed to doing a part 2 to something like this.